Hello, welcome back to GCSE Help. Today we're going to look at secondary storage for GCSE Computer Science. So if you ever wondered where your files are getting saved, stuff like that, it is going to be in one of these secondary storages: optical storage, magnetic storage, or solid state storage. So first of all, we are going to take a look at optical storage. So, optical storage, how it works is it uses a laser to scan the surface of a spinning disk, as you can see the disk here, which is made from metal and plastic. The disk is divided into sections, with each of the sections having many flat areas and many hollows. So the flat areas are the lands, the hollows are the pits. So yeah, here we go, lands, pits. So there's kind of like a dip in the tiny little dips in the CD or DVD. You can't really see it, but they're there. And then basically a laser shines on the disk surface. The lands reflect the light back, and the pits do as well. However, the pits reflect the laser beam differently, and that reflection is recorded. So the lands are sort of 1, and the pits are 0, and that's how they store bits. Now, the positives for optical storage is that it is the cheapest out of all of the options. It is the cheapest out of the 3 types of storage. And the second one is that it's very portable, it's very lightweight. However, it has the lowest speed of access. It's quite durable, but it can be very prone to scratches. As you can see, these very small microscopic pits and lands. Scratching it can mess up how the laser reads the disk. The second one we're going to move on to is magnetic storage. So, magnetic storage uses magnetic fields to magnetize small individual sections of the metal spinning disk. Each section represents a bit, and a magnetized section represents 1, and a demagnetized section represents 0. So as the disk is spinning, it reads and writes, depending on what you want to do. The head reads and writes. The drive head, as you can see, it's very small for comparison, human hair, fingerprint. Yeah, you can see it's very small to read all those small ones and zeros. So to write data, the head magnetizes or demagnetizes the section of the disk that is spinning. And to read the data, the head just makes note of whether the section is magnetized or not. So as you said, magnetized is 1, demagnetized is 0. Right, so the positives of magnetic storage is it's cheap. However, it's not as cheap as optical, as we discussed above. However, it is still moderately cheap. Another one is it has the highest capacity out of the 3, very large capacity. Negatives, it has slow access time. It has still a faster access time than optical storage. However, it's still quite slow. And it has very low durability, very fragile, because this is the only secondary storage out of these 3 to have moving part in it, which obviously makes it easy to break. Now, for the third one we're going to look at, and the final one, is solid state storage. So this uses electricity to force these electrons, as you can see, into gates, which causes a change in the charge of the gate, which can be measured as a 0 or 1. So if there's electrons in this gate, it is a 1, and if there isn't, it's a 0. Now the positives, it's very durable. Also, like the optical storage, its access time is very fast. It's the fastest out of the 3 storages. However, negative is the cost. Obviously, it is very expensive, due to the speed of access, which is very high. It is the most expensive out of all of them. and limited read and writes. So yeah, it has a limited amount of read and writes, meaning its lifespan is not as long as the others. So here I made a small table of just comparing all of them. So as you can see, optical has the lowest cost, solid state is the most reliable, the durability of all of these is high apart from magnetic, it has some moving parts in it, and as you can see, solid state has the highest speed of access than magnetic than optical, and magnetic has the highest capacity and optical has the lowest. So here we have some examples. So for magnetic, you have hard disk drives. For optical, you have CD, DVD, and Blu-ray discs, which you would have seen before. And for solid state, you have solid state drives and USB memory sticks, which you probably would have seen as well. So here I just have written out the paragraphs explaining how each of these work, so you can pause the video and read it. And yeah, that is it for the types of secondary storage. We've gone over all three of them. Thank you for watching.